Happy Friday morning, happy Friday afternoon, happy Friday evening, wherever you are in the world. And you know that I've been doing tips for success on Fridays, and I've been bringing friends on to educate you. I would like to introduce you to my friend Mike. You see his name above, you see his profile in the comment section. Please connect with him. Mike is a therapist, and he has a very important message today. This is my tip for success for this Friday morning, and I think it's really important that you hear this. I've always tried to be the voice for the influencers. This time of year, from Thanksgiving to January 1st, is very, very hard for influencers, and I'll tell you why. Many of you don't work 365 days a year like we do. I'm asking for more kindness, more compassion to the influencers on this platform. They're tired. They're struggling. They are needing way more empathy right now. Be that cheerleader for the influencers, just like we're cheerleaders for you. Help them cross that line to December 31st. Please do that. I'm just going to add one more thing. If you are in this moment of time making people's lives easier and not harder, you will be remembered. Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Hi, Rachel. I'm here too. Hi. Such a good message you just delivered. Really, really resonates. Yeah, absolutely.
You and I got together for a very serious topic. You were on the show a couple weeks ago. Can you please explain what your background is, sir, for people who have not met you in my network?
It's always kind of complex to explain, even though I'll try to simplify it. I work with people. I try to make people feel better internally. And I basically, in the short sentence is really to say as a psychologist, you said it's a therapist. It's really basically someone that works with people, someone that's therapist, psychologist is really someone that basically helps people overcome their internal problems and helps people work through those problems and issues and come out mentally feeling better, physically and mentally, overcoming those difficult days, difficult times, difficult moments, or different, all even sometimes complicated issues that have been there for a long, long time. So my job is to really help people get through that journey, get through that difficult time, and find a way to overcome those complicated or not so complicated situations, which is I think this time of the year and this time in our history really is so emphasized and so important specifically.
And you see below, Mike dropped a link to a website. Definitely check it out. It's called Compel America, and the work they're doing is phenomenal. So, Mike, I want to talk to you about the holidays. We know they're coming. We've got Thanksgiving coming up in a week. We Every holiday is coming from Hanukkah to Kwanzaa to New Year's Eve and Christmas. We know, you and I both know, because we went to school for psych. Holidays can be a massive trigger for people. So I'm going to ask you as a therapist, as people start traveling home in a week, what are your tips when it comes to navigating the holidays from an emotional space?
Sure. And I'll tell you, it's interesting that you mentioned holidays. I'm actually one of those people that have had to adjust and work through being triggered by holiday season. And as you said, there are so many holidays, and they seem to be concentrated within, say, 5 weeks or so of space of time, and people get overwhelmed. I feel like the bigger issue, the biggest issue of all, is really the overwhelming factor that everything happens, everything is emphasized, and you said it in the beginning. To be kind, to be gentle to people. Why? Because there's so much pressure and it's so concentrated within a short period of time. And people, when you pressure people, when you kind of speed everything up and you press everything into the same, much more action, many more activities into the same amount of time, you feel overwhelmed. You feel like, oh my God, what am I missing? What do I should be doing? What am I not doing? So you feel a great deal of anxiety. You feel this pressure. You feel this overwhelming feeling of being pushed where you don't want to be pushed. And it just becomes too much for some people. And everyone obviously deals with that very differently. Now, some people, as you said, some people really need help and some people need some tips. The tips are typically to create boundaries, I would say. In other words, to basically create certain rules, certain ideas within yourself and create boundaries with people that are around you and say, well, I am a human being. I will do everything I can do. I will try to, speed myself. I'll try to do more in a shorter period of time, but I'm only a human being and I will do what I can. And you'll have to basically live with what I'm able to do. I think the bigger thing is to remember to self-care. In other words, you want to basically not forget that you have to focus on yourself at certain times. You feel like, I think around the holidays, we feel like, well, I have to get gifts. I have to plan my travel. I have to do so much in a short period of time. Am I really making it on time? Am I really doing everything that I should be doing today, tomorrow? How am I going to make it? You just kind of create a lot of anxiety for yourself. I think it's important to remember that things will get done. Like to really take it one day at a time, one moment at a time, and also to remember that if something does not get done, well, it's okay. It's okay. It's not nothing is the end of the world when it comes to the holidays, and holidays are supposed to be pleasant.
Thank
I think
you.
that, right? And this
It's a more
rush to become
joyous season. It should be pleasant
and
and
then
happy, but
and
we
instead it becomes a anxiety driven adventure. And I think the idea is to not to kind of remind yourself, well, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be pleasant type of a feeling, time of the year, and we kind of forget in the rush. So I think the idea is to slow down and remember that it's okay. Remember self-care, remember to take it easy, remember not to rush. And if something doesn't happen, something you don't meet certain deadlines or whatever, okay, all right, things are going to be okay. You can recover, you can do it the next day.